Thank you for tuning into Tanaka TV, the best and future biggest fight channel on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like, that comment, that subscribe button. We're trying to get this channel to over 1K by the end of the year, and this channel cannot do that without your support, of course. And so thank you for those who support this channel, and thank you for those who will support this channel in the future. Now, we're going to talk about a very interesting matchup that happened over this past weekend with Brian Ortega and Yair Rodriguez. So if we're gonna go through exactly what I observed throughout the fight, first of all, I think that this was a phenomenal matchup to begin with. Of course, this was a rematch between these two gentlemen. In the first fight, Yair Rodriguez won, and so I expected to see some sort of adjustment for Brian Ortega. Now, if we're going into this fight that just happened, Brian Ortega was getting pieced up in that first round, and it was not looking too good. He was starting to leak. He got kind of, I wouldn't say that he got wobbled, but he was starting to get staggered a little bit. He was starting to get overwhelmed by Yair Rodriguez's attacks, by his movements. Yair, as we all know, is a very versatile striker. He's going to hit you with all kinds of creative strikes, with the elbows, the punches, the kicks. He's very good with his movement, and he's very good at overwhelming you. But I say the thing that is a weakness in Yair's arsenal is his grappling, which that's right in T-City. That's right in Brian Ortega's realm. Brian Ortega trains with the Gracies. He's been a long-time student of the Gracies. He's been a black belt for a while now, and his nickname is T-City. Triangle. He's known for triangles. He's known for his submissions. And boy, if he can get you on the ground, if he can get your back, if he can control you on the ground, there aren't too many people who can withstand and survive the matchup against Brian Ortega. And that's exactly what we saw with this fight. Now, what impressed me the most about Brian Ortega's win was that, like I said, in the first round, he was not having a good time. He lost the first round pretty decisively. Yair Rodriguez was just putting it on him, just hitting him with the body shots, was able to hide the kicks behind his punches and hide his punches behind his kicks, and he was moving around Brian Ortega, and he was really overwhelming Brian Ortega. But this is what impressed me the most about Brian Ortega, was that he made the adjustment after that first round. I don't know what his coaches told him after that first round. I don't know if this was something that his coaches suggested to him, or if this was just a mental note that Brian Ortega made, but I knew that this adjustment had to happen. And I remember saying this prior to the second round occurring, was that Brian Ortega has to do something different. He needs to grapple and focus on getting Yair Rodriguez back to the ground, because we saw in the first round, towards the end of it, that Brian Ortega was able to take down Yair Rodriguez and control him there. And we all saw, at least I had the feel, that if that round went on another minute or two, Brian Ortega might have finished Yair in the first round. But we go into the second round, and Brian Ortega instantly goes towards grappling, going to double legs, going into the clinch, trying to get trips, and he gets it. He gets Yair against the cage, and he's able to get a trip, a sweep, and sweeps him onto the ground, and he's able to submit Yair with fairly easy fashion. He was able to throw in that elbow, and he was able to lock in that submission and finish the fight. And that's kind of how I saw the route of Brian Ortega winning this fight going. I actually put out a video saying that was the route that Brian Ortega was going to win. This is exactly how Brian Ortega needed to win this fight. Now, did I have Brian Ortega winning this? I don't remember, but I remember saying that was the route that Brian Ortega needed to go in order to win, because he could not stand with Yair. Granted, Brian Ortega has made massive improvements in his boxing. But I knew that that wasn't going to be the route for him. So like I said, the most impressive thing that I saw from Brian Ortega was, of course, his finish. But what made it even more impressive was that he was able to make the adjustment mid-fight. Not even mid-fight. This was a 5-round fight, and he made this adjustment in round 2. That is what champions do. That is what weeds out the average fighter to the great fighters. And I think that this is a great comeback win for Brian Ortega. He's been out for a while, and so this is a great win. Now, what would I like to see next from Brian Ortega? I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Topuria. I really wouldn't. I think that he would be a great matchup for Topuria. I think this would be a great chance for Brian Ortega to be able to be champion. I actually think that when it comes to Ortega and Topuria, I think that I like that matchup for Brian Ortega, and he has a really good chance of winning that, especially if he's able to control the fight on the ground. If he's able to take Topuria down and control the fight there, Brian Ortega will be champion by the end of the year. That's if these two so happen to fight. And so comment down below, people, what you think about Brian Ortega's performance. What impressed you the most, and what do you want to see next from both Yair and Brian Ortega? I would love to know. And fans, you guys are absolutely insane when it comes to talking about this man's former girlfriend, Tracy Cortez. Okay, I don't know what leave that woman alone. Okay, I know that she was in attendance, but they have separated. Okay, I think you guys just like to troll. Okay, fans love to troll people. It's just been crazy what I've been seeing, the comments that I've been seeing down under Tracy's feed and Brian Ortega's feed, just saying like, oh, like Tracy, she's punching air right now. Y'all are ridiculous. Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. It's funny though. I'm not gonna lie. It's funny seeing the reactions. But let's be mature here, okay? So yeah, comment down below, people. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.